What's up guys, Drew Shaw here, welcome to another video. Now today's video is going to be focusing on a thoracic extension. Now what I mean by thoracic extension is basically the thoracic part of your spine, so the upper portion of your back just there, and extension I mean in an extended position, like this would be an extended position. The reason I'm going to focus on this today is because a lot of people, whether they're office workers or athletes, they get forced into a bad posture and this causes the thoracic spine to tighten up, and you end up in that kyphotic position like so. And an easy way to assess whether you've got good thoracic mobility is to assess yourself in an overhead position, such as holding a dowel rod like so and dipping down, so like an overhead squat like so. And another way is also something like a wall slide, so I'll show you that just now. Mine's quite bad, so what I mean by wall slide is just getting against the wall, elbows at 90 degrees, and bringing it up, okay? And if you struggle to do that, then it could be that your thoracic extension is lacking mobility, okay? So what I'm going to show you today is a few simple exercises to help you improve that. Now, some of the problems we face are tight lats, because the lats origin is down here and they insert the anterior head of the humerus, which means if they're tight, they force us forwards into that kyphotic position, which I was talking about. So a lot of today's exercises are going to be focused on loosening up that muscle or stretching that muscle, okay? So the first one, we've got a box here, and what you're going to need to do is get into a kneeling position, knees just underneath your hips, and we're going to take a supinated grip on the dowel rod, okay? If you haven't got a dowel rod, you can use a PVC pipe or any like sort of broomstick, anything that's straight at home. And what we're going to do is put our elbows on the block, and we're going to hold the dowel rod just above our elbows, okay? So those are both in line. And what we're going to do there is just put our knees back slightly. What we're going to do is I'll push our hips back and try and get our head through that gap just there. And what that's going to do is it's going to force our lats into a stretch position. And it's just going to stretch out all those muscles which are keeping our upper back tight. I'm going to hold that there for about 30 seconds. Now what you can do is put some pressure on, and then relax, come up, and then slowly come back down. And now another point you want to focus on as well is your breathing. So as you breathe in, and then as you exhale, slowly push into that position, just forcing those muscles to be stretched. And also what you can do up here as well is you can try and widen your hands and narrow your shoulders. And what that's going to do is just add an extra stretch onto those lats, all right? The second one we've got, you're going to need a foam roller. And this is, again, it's going to be focusing on thoracic extension. So what you need to do here, get into a seated position if you're about to do a sit-up. What I like to do is cross my arms, because that sort of opens up the thoracic spine, allows you to work into those areas a bit more. And again, we're just going to slowly work that area, okay? Now what we need to do again is focus on our breathing. So as we take a big breath in, we want to find a point of tension, and as we breathe out, and then breathing out, we're just going to slowly work that area once all those muscles are relaxed, and just knead out all those tight points, okay? Now what else you can do when you've got a foam roller is add a weight onto your hands and go overhead to make an active stretch. So what that's going to do is add resistance onto your arms, and again that's just going to force you into that position. But key points here, you need to, when you take a big breath in, you want to try and keep your ribs down, and you don't want to force yourself into that extended position in your back, okay? You want to try and keep your ribs down, keep that neutral spine, so you're focusing on that thoracic extension and stretching out the muscles that need to be stretched instead of putting pressure on your lower back, okay? So that's exercise number 2. The third one we're going to do is over here with a band, and what you need to do is you just need a resistance band, or you can use sort of a TRX suspension band as well. What we're going to do is just put our hand through and take a grip on both the sections, and then we're going to supinate your hand, so face our hand upwards, and again we're going to push our hips back, and as we do that we want to keep our hips and our shoulders square, and once we've done that we're going to slowly force ourselves down into that hip hinge position that we've spoken about in previous videos. And we're going to slowly work that area of the lats, keeping that hand supinated as much as possible and that arm fully extended. I'm slowly going to push down into the area, and also we can twist our hips away from the section to stretch out that muscle even more. And we're just going to work that area slightly, okay? And that's obviously going to stretch out all these muscles down here and relax that and stretch out all those tight areas, okay? And so once, like I said, the muscle that inserts up to the anterior head of the humerus, that's going to stretch out that, allow us to get into that better position and that thoracic extension, okay? So the last exercise we're going to do, you don't need any equipment. What we're going to do, again, in that kneeling position, We're going to put one hand on top of another, and you're going to widen your knees. So the more mobile you are, the wider you need to go with your knees. I like to go just outside hip width myself. What I'm going to do is one hand over the other, and again, I'm just going to slowly push my hips back, keep my back extended. I push my head down through my shoulders. Okay. Now that's going to work both shoulders at the same time. Similar to this exercise here, the first one we had. And I'm just going to work that area. Again, twist my hips away from each shoulder if I need to add an extra stretch. And then I'm going to come up, and then you want to swap hands, okay? So those are 4 exercises I like to use to improve my thoracic extension. Thoracic extension is beneficial obviously for your posture, but it's also useful in exercises such as your overhead exercises, like your overhead squats or your military press, or something simple like that. And they're also good for your front rack position, okay? So when you're in that front rack position there, obviously your lats need to be nice and mobile, so make sure you can get your elbows up. You want to keep that back nice and neutral, okay? So that's it from me. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Give it a thumbs up if you found it useful. Subscribe to my channel for more content. I'll see you on the next one.